President Trump has just called out incompetent European leaders, and he's absolutely had Sir Keir Starmer's pants down. Trump was bullish over Greenland today.
After the war, we gave Greenland back to Denmark. How stupid were we to do that? But we did it. But we gave it back. But how ungrateful are they now? So now our country and the world face much greater risks than it did ever before because of missiles, because of nuclear, because of weapons of warfare that I can't even talk about.
And here is tough guy Starmer in the Commons today.
But I do want to be clear with the House. I will not yield, Britain will not yield on our principles and values about the future of Greenland under threats of tariffs. And that is my clear position.
Oh, I won't yield, I won't yield. I mean, I wish he cared about our borders as much as he does about Greenland. He'll protect the Inuits, but not the Brits. Anyway, what's just happened in the last hour? Starmer and co. have yielded, yes, based upon a very productive meeting that I have had with the Secretary-General of NATO, Mark Rutte. This is, of course, coming from President Trump's social media. We have formed the framework of a future deal with respect to Greenland and, in fact, the entire Arctic region. The solution, if consummated, will be a great one for the United States of America and all NATO nations. Based upon this understanding, I will not be imposing the tariffs that were scheduled to go into effect on February the 1st. Right, well, bosh. That's the art of the deal, isn't it? As ever, Sir Keir Starmer is several steps behind. The Danish Prime Minister is supposed to be visiting Britain tomorrow. Yep, tomorrow. Well, it looks like Starmer's chance to grandstand has just disappeared. Every single time, Starmer is outmanoeuvred, outflanked and outthought. He's known as Never Hear Keir because he's always jetting off around the world. But this time, he decided to actually stay in Britain and not go to Davos. So he's missed out on being part of the Greenland chat. Every decision he makes is wrong, isn't it? He doesn't know which way to turn. And he's been mugged off massively over Chagos.
That they, you know, when they originally were going to do it, they were talking about doing some concept of ownership. But now they're looking to essentially just do a lease and sell it. And I'm against that. You know, it's a reasonably nothing like Greenland, but it's a reasonably important area of the globe. Not to anywhere near Greenland, but I think they should keep it. I don't know why they're doing it. Do they need money?
Yeah, well, again, wait till he finds out that we're not actually selling it to Mauritius. We're paying them to take it off us. But Starmer is desperate, could not be more desperate to give away British sovereign territory. So what happened today? Trump has paused the UK-US trade deal because he thinks that Starmer is letting America down. Trump is now thinking of just buying Chagos and having total control over it. Cheers, Keir. Maybe instead of slagging Trump off, European leaders should listen to him. Trump teed off on how mass immigration, championed by people like Starmer and Labour, has ruined parts of Europe.
Certain places in Europe are not even recognizable, frankly, anymore. They're not recognizable. And we can argue about it, but there's no argument. Friends come back from different places. I don't want to insult anybody and say I don't recognize it.
He's right. Even Stevie Wonder can see that Birmingham, Leicester, vast swathes of London, Brussels, Paris, etc. have not been enriched by mass immigration. Trump closed the southern border. Starmer opened a new £70 million detention centre to ramp up deportations for illegals, and it's only a third full. Why isn't it brimming? Why aren't they all going? At Davos, Trump teed off on Red Ed Miliband's net zero lunacy.
The United Kingdom produces just 1/3 of the total energy from all sources that it did in 1999. Think of that, 1/3. And they're sitting on top of the North Sea, one of the greatest reserves anywhere in the world, but they don't use it.
He's right. Millionaire Miliband is serenading wind turbines with a little ukulele and, according to campaigners, buying 97% of solar panels from China instead of drilling for oil and gas in the North Sea and bringing all of our bills down. Trump spoke about the threat of China.
Greenland is a vast, almost entirely uninhabited and undeveloped territory that's sitting undefended in a key strategic location between the United States, Russia, and China. That's exactly where it is, right smack in the middle.
Only yesterday, Sir Keir Starmer approved the Chinese mega embassy. 208 underground chambers, and MI5 is having to move all the cables to the City of London and those cables that carry people's emails because Starmer is desperate to crawl up Xi Jinping's backside. Just to show you how stupid our leaders are, here is Rachel Reeves trying to lecture the Americans about being too close to, wait for it, China.
Now, you do have some reserves of critical minerals, but not everything you need. 90% of your critical minerals at the moment come from the US, from China. You need to wean yourself off those.
Sure.
Yeah, but you won't be able to do that without the help of Canada and Australia and other countries. And so for all of your strengths, we do also need to think how we can preserve some of the things that the US has benefited from in the NATO alliance and the Western alliance.
Well, at least she wasn't crying this time, but she couldn't even get her words out, could she? She's literally cozying up to China as we speak because she's knackered the economy. Trump teed off on pound shop Napoleon turned Top Gun enthusiast Emmanuel Macron.
Emmanuel Macron, I watched him yesterday with those beautiful sunglasses. What the hell happened?
He also went after the former head of the Bank of England and super lefty Prime Minister of Canada, Mark Carney.
Canada gets a lot of freebies from us, by the way. They should be grateful also, but they're not. I watched your Prime Minister yesterday. He wasn't so grateful. But they should be grateful to us. Canada lives because of the United States. Remember that, Mark, the next time you make your statements.
And the message is clear. Weak, simpering, globalist, left-wing leaders who very often have incredibly weird personal lives have knackered the West. Keir Starmer rules Britain like he hates it, Trump puts America first, and he gets what he wants.